in all the strength testing. I mean, the male human body physically peaks at like 31, 32, 33, depending on the person. So in terms of strength and just overall like health, I've never been healthier. I realized that I had been putting pressure on myself for a number of years to always be setting a new personal best every year. Okay, the last year is over, this year is new, and I got to do something new. I got to do something that's never been done before. I got to be a pioneer. And I didn't realize it, but I was subtly putting pressure on myself to constantly be pushing the limit and essentially exposing myself to risk because I was pushing so hard. So I've been fairly fortunate. I've had 2 ACL reconstructions, which, having been a professional since I was 18 years old and I'm 31 now, is actually not too bad for a half pipe skier having only 2 ACLs. So, but the femur, in terms of just everything that went along with it, I spent 11 days in the hospital with my femur. So it was definitely the most traumatic in terms of like just the drama on site there. And then the recovery process was equally difficult. I showed up to the hospital and they wanted to rush me into surgery. And I mean, so much is on the line because if they botch this surgery, then it could be the end of my career. So when I woke up from surgery, I had this incision from my knee to my hip and it was stapled back together. It was like one of the most crazy moments of my life because I woke up realizing, wow, apparently the surgery wasn't as easy as they thought it was going to be. And I don't know what this giant incision means, but I'm sure it's not going to be easy for my recovery. But it's wild when you get a rod put into a huge bone like that, because the doctors pretty much wanted me to start walking on it, at least bearing weight on it with crutches right away. I feel like the hardest part as an athlete when you've had a surgery like that is the part of the recovery process when they tell you not to do anything. They're like, eat well, try to sleep as much as you can, but don't do anything because it's so sensitive. And I felt fortunate that it wasn't like that for me because the doctors were like, yeah, start moving it, try to get your range of motion back, get going. Through the process of breaking my leg and being really helpless, I'm such a, individualistic person, self-sufficient. I hunt my own food, we raise our own food. I really value my independence, but when I had a shattered femur, I was dependent on people for just about everything. I've never been more helpless in my life. The upside to that is I realized who really had my back. My wife had my back, my kids had my back, my family, my friends, the people who cared about me and supported me for more than what I do on a pair of skis really shined during that time. So in some ways I felt like maybe breaking my leg kind of prepared me for the world to go crazy, because I was going through so much on a personal side that I kind of developed this like just thankfulness for being alive, just thankfulness to still be doing what I wanted to do. So when the world shut down and we couldn't compete anymore, all the competitions got canceled. I think maybe it fazed me a little bit less because I had already been through this traumatic leg injury. In a lot of ways for me, COVID was a huge blessing because I got to spend more time with my kids than I ever have. I got to ski with my kids more than I ever have. We got to ride bikes. We got to do all kinds of outdoor things from the beginning onwards. And it really kind of gave me time that I would not have had. And I try to be really careful about my schedule and only go 2 weeks at a time and then spend a week at home. But sometimes the schedule just stacks up and you can't do that. So instead of being bitter about the fact that I wasn't out there competing, I just focused on the upside and said, all right, well, I can't go compete. I have nothing to compete in. So I'm going to really embrace this and enjoy some time with my family. And my relationship with my kids has never been better. I mean, I don't feel like we had a bad relationship before, but we're so much closer now. We have so many cool stories and so many cool memories that we've created over these last couple of years. I wouldn't trade them for the world. I wouldn't go back and undo it because it's been so spectacular, and I want to miss less. So going forward with my ski career, you're going to see probably less of me at competitions. You're going to see less I'm not going to be on the road as much because I want to spend more time with my kids, and that's just a personal choice that I'm making and happy about for sure.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, check out these other videos from USA Today to stay up to date with all the latest news.